Death Watch.
I probably got my head on the table with a hangover.
Yeah.
I'll
groaning.
I want to whisper to Rafe, like take him aside and say, "You should ask Adina to hunt for the horn with us."
Oh, of course. Oh, what was I thinking? I have sworn the oaths in Ilion to hunt for the horn of Valir. I'm looking for able companions. Would you be interested?
I'll think about it.
I guess I'll accept that.
All right. Did you want to do... You have a couple hours before you need to start looking for a spot to view this parade. And I know that, Adina, you were going to try and gather some information.
Yeah, I'll talk to the inn master probably, or maybe if he can point me in directions of someone, maybe the person who delivered the letter.
Okay. And Cho'Gath, what would you like to do?
Right. So after she heals me, I'll go down for breakfast. And I think that's what I'll do. I'll get a good breakfast and I'll just relax until... I'd like to see more of the city, but I don't want to wander around because there's so many people and it's just a little too much right now. So.
I'll try to do some convincing for both Falk and you to go do exactly that.
Oh, wander around?
Yeah, I'll try to, sell it to you. I'll be like, you browse the wares,
okay,
meat pies.
Yeah. I won't be hard to convince.
They always make me hungry when I read about them.
Best in Westeros, or what is it?
At the mention of meat pies, I'm going to
Randland.
run for the nearest spittoon or whatever and vomit.
Could be the best in Westeros, too.
Right.
You're going to nurse your hangover?
I'm going to nurse my hangover,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, did you tie one on?
Oh, yeah, I'm 17 years old and people were buying me all the drinks I could have.
Well, I'll just make a comment about Andor and liquor being basically water.
Okay. Adina, go ahead and do your gather information.
20.
Okay. So what specifically are you going to ask of Master Farron?
I was wondering if my mistress had returned last night. If you know where she is.
So he's in really good spirits, and but he says that no, after your return, Mistress Sheena didn't return later.
Then perhaps the servant that brought the letter?
But he lowers his voice and draws you in a little bit and says that the messenger was from the palace, so she may not be back for a little while.
I see. Thank you.
As he thanks you in turn and says, if you need anything,
Stay a while.
Master Farron is your man.
I will remember that. Then I'll bellfire him.
I was going to say...
and forget him.
He just completed half of the marriage ritual for Andorans, though, by saying that he was your man.
I could do worse.
You get caught in like a bellfire loop. It could be like a hangover movie, right? Where you're constantly trying to forget the bad things you did when you were drinking. Bellfire this person.
And then you guys are going to go explore the city?
Yeah.
Yeah, but after last night's surprise Trolloc attack, I'm gonna wear my armor and take my sword with me.
Okay.
It looks like I will be joining you for watching Logan.
Yeah, but is there like
false dragon? I guess is what I'd probably call him.
Since we're going out ahead or whatever, is there a map of the city in the inn we have access to? We can like point where on one road we might want to meet up later.
Yeah. So the Master Farron gives you some information. Is the path that they were going to bring Logain down has been public information.
Okay.
Pretty much since they said they were going to bring him through Camelin. So it's been well known for a couple weeks now. And
No, I'm saying that they're stupid, not that you're wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, it's a big spectacle, and so he gives you some insight though on the best spot to watch or to watch from.
Okay.
Because there's a small square in the new city. This will probably give you the best vantage point.
All right. Yeah. Well, we'll just determine some location we can meet up. Meet us there.
Okay.
Hey, John, I was wondering if we wanted, or if we could change the healing rules. Like right now, I can cast it on myself, but I can only cast it once on any person per day. I was wondering if we could make it where I can't heal myself, but I can cast it on multiple times a day.
Wasn't it? You're not supposed to be able to heal yourself, right?
Yeah.
So is that like they just screwed it up or what?
No, they know what they were doing.
Maybe a balance thing. To
Yeah.
work
Right.
on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'd be okay with that, as you shouldn't be able to heal yourself anyways. So, yeah.
Okay, thanks. I don't know. There's something about it that I dislike. That's only once a day.
Yeah, I seem to remember.
Like Lan at the end of the first book, where Moraine was just heal.
Exactly. Yeah, he was going
yeah.
out killing stuff, and then he would come back, and he would heal her, or she would heal him, and then he'd go right back out.
Yeah.
So I don't see why it would say once a day. But
I wonder if they meant like once per wound, but
No, it's
That's
per wound
Shadowrun.
is-
yeah. It maybe, but it says per day, and
I know,
I think it's to prevent Aes Sedai from like healing their warder, and the warder sharing the hit points,
Oh yeah,
and then
makes
looping
sense.
that. We could probably put a cap on that
Yeah,
instead,
if we ever had that situation,
or that the hit points shared are temporary, and
yeah,
that
we can cross that bridge when it comes to it.
when I start an infinite loop.
Yeah.
although it doesn't actually get rid of the damage; it just converts it to subdual, right?
That's what Renew's for, though,
Oh,
which ignores all subdual damage for X number of whatever.
so you really could break it if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Healing battery.
Yeah, essentially, because like Renew works it lasts 10 minutes at a level 0, and you just ignore all your subdual damage,
Yeah.
and then when it's over, you get all of that subdual damage back plus 1.
So you could have them be the battery for 10 minutes, and then they collapse afterwards.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense.
Orders are for.
Did you guys want to do anything specific when you're exploring, or do you?
Just sightseeing.
Okay.
Spend a
Yeah,
little money.
Nothing
maybe.
specific. I'll just be. Faldera is where I'm from, and it's just so much smaller than Camelin. So I'll just be gawking at everything.
Okay.
Mostly how soft everybody seems to be.
Yeah,
How
and you
unprepared.
get offered the chance to purchase every piece of the false dragon that you could think of. Right.
Oh, yeah.
So clothing,
Toes,
a
hair.
sword that he had used that's broken,
Yeah.
just everything.
The Aes Sedai used the one power to break it.
Right.
Yeah.
It was
We're
power
offered
rot.
6
It's still
dismembered ears.
Yeah.
By the time we get to
Where are you getting these from?
Yeah.
Well, with
Well,
all
I
the,
am missing part of an ear.
the red and white armbands. That's
Yeah.
probably what's supplying it. So they're probably getting in bar fights and cutting ears. I think I'll leave a note with the innkeep that I'm going to go view the dragon, the false dragon's parade, just in case Sheena comes back.
Okay. And then you were just going to wait until
Yeah,
the appointed time
as
and
a
then go.
teenager's recovery skill after a long night of drinking. I figure I throw up a few more times and then get some like broth or something in me, and I'm feeling perfectly fine.
Need to
I
have one
couldn't
of those.
convince
so.
you.
No, at the moment, all I wanted to do was puke.
I should have one of the servants force broth down your throat.
You probably could, but yeah, just after a little bit more time of recovery, he'll make his way to the location. He'll take his boar spear as a walking staff and head through.
Well, I'll be Shogoth. I'll be asking you where you want to begin our search after we see the dragon, of course.
Well, I have no suggestions. I know nothing of the lands
Good idea.
outside of the border. But it seems to me like the Blight would be a place to look for it.
That's a good point. With you, we can do anything.
Or maybe somewhere near the ocean.
Are you miming sword
What?
maneuvers that he did with your club?
I'm recounting it a little bit.
As the tip that you had gotten that said that it was in Camelin states that it's in the not in the new city, it's in the old city. That there's the third tallest tree close to the palace. If you dig under that, that's where it's buried.
Okay, yeah. A little bit after walking through the city, I'll relay that tip in conspiratorial tones to Cho'Gath.
Only telling you this
Here's
because I
what
trust
I heard.
you.
Before we head off to the Blight, the third tree in the right. It's a reliable tip too.
Because he paid good money for it. Okay. So, the route that will bring the false dragon through the city has been public knowledge, often discussed for days. And there's a small square that's just inside the new city where you should enjoy a fine view. As you approach the square, you can see the dense crowd already pressing against the line of red-cloaked pikemen, who keep the street itself clear. Although you have arrived in plenty of time, the scene is dense with onlookers. Some sit in windows or crowd balconies, but most swirl around you in the street. They chatter in speculation as they jockey for the best positions along the parade route. A disturbance in the turbulent throng catches your attention, and you turn to see a gap appearing in the crowd. 4 men emerge, glaring at the onlookers who part before them. They are heavily armed and armored in gleaming mail and wear cloaks of pure white. With a golden sunburst pattern, the leader is augmented with a silver lightning flash emblem. "You there!" the leader calls out, pointing towards your group as they approach.
Bloody white cloaks.
Well,
What's a white cloak?
You don't want to know.
I'm just glad he's not augmented like I thought was going to happen.
I think that's a mistype in there. His
uniform is augmented.
Yeah, that's what it was supposed to convey.
Let me put it this way, Cho'Gath. I'd rather sail the fingers of the dragon with a hole in my cell and a net full of lionfish than deal with white cloaks.
Nice.
Surely
I
you
have
can't
no
do
idea
that.
what any of that means.
Neither do I.
I'm assuming it's bad.
They're
'cause
bloody terrible.
I don't
Let me
like
just
those.
put it that way.
Do they have the red crook behind the...
Hmm.
Okay. So, at least these ones aren't the Inquisitors.
All right, so they say you there.
Yeah, so the white cloaks make their way through the parting crowd, continuing to shoot suspicious glances at those around you. A few feet away, the group halts, and the leader looks you up and down. "We're looking for a group of backcountry bumpkins. Dark friends all," the leader sneers. "You certainly have the look." The crowd has opened a space around you, and the onlookers watching with interest. Okay. He points to...
Do any of us look like backwoods
I do.
pumpkins? You're the only one. Everyone else is
I'm
decked
like-
out in various
look
others.
Who are you talking
It's
to?
lucky because he points to Falk and says, "What is your name, child?" The white-cloaked officer continues, "And tell me, do you walk in the light?"
My name is Falk, sir, and I certainly do walk in the light.
The officer continues to question you now of where you're from and why you're in Camelin and where did you go before you came to Camelin.
Okay, and I'll tell him. I worked for a lord up in northern Andor, and I've made my way down here. I was the second son of my father, and my older brother took up the family business of being a huntmaster, so I'm looking for a lord to pledge myself to.
Poor guy.
While leaning on his boar spear.
How many are there?
3,
There are...
I think, right? 3?
no, there are
Oh.
4.
Still
But-
feeling pretty
But-
brave with Cho'Gath.
I'll
Don't
tell
worry.
him
My
every
sword's as sharp
town,
as yours.
every small village and town that I passed through on my way here.
I'm gonna go.
I'll be like, first I went to this town, and then Then after that, I passed through this town. And then
which
after
towns that you can remember?
I'll interject.
I don't
at some
remember any
point.
towns of northern Andor.
I don't
Yeah, neither do
really
I.
either.
I
So
don't
okay,
think any of them were really mentioned. So
all right, and yeah, after he's done questioning you, at that point he'll turn. He's going to turn to Rafe, and it's the same questions: is what's your name, what's your origin,
Who is your daddy?
and what does he do, and what traveling route did you take to get here?
None of your bloody business, White Cloak. Be like, we're not dark friends, but we are trouble. And I'll thumb my club and try and intimidate on him.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm just gonna try to merge into the back of the crowd.
my jaw is gonna drop.
This is under the mistaken impression that they would have zero ability to do anything in Camelin, even though I think it is lessened. Like there would be no threat at all.
Use the Dark One Zone. What?
I don't have it till second level.
What was it?
13.
Okay, so
I don't know what happened. That should have worked.
yeah, he draws himself up to full height, and the three armsmen behind him put hands on swords, and he says, "How long have you toiled in the dark?"
Can I try to
Obviously,
interject with a diplomacy, maybe?
yeah,
All right. Can I make a composure check first?
yeah.
Composure. I'm downloading the PDF right now, so I think it's 15 to get the bonus. DC 15. I gain +2 on bluff, diplomacy, intimidate checks for 10 minutes.
Okay,
So yeah, this is a guy.
yeah. This is the lieutenant.
20,
Good job.
and I'll kind of like put my hands on
Rafe.
and kind of like step between him and the white cloak and go like, "Oh no, you must excuse him. He is a foreigner from Tyr. You can tell by his accent. He's no bumpkin. Just stupid." Or was it wool-headed?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wool-headed.
Does it show you in there the that's weird. Does it show you in there the DC for attitudes?
It's
Should be under diplomacy itself, right?
It says
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for or looking at.
let's see, during negotiations.
Opposed checks.
Because it's like they're using it for haggling, not for diffusing a
It
situation.
says you can change others' attitude with a successful check.
That's what I'd be essentially trying to do, and it would work for haggling or this. So if they're hostile,
It's basically opposed diplomacy checks,
Okay.
right? Is that what you got out of it?
Or there's a list of
Oh, okay.
DCs by challenge, just generally speaking, that you could refer to, John.
Yeah, she's not in the diplomacy.
Yeah.
But
It's,
ironically, in the diplomacy
it might be
skill,
in
it
the
does
game
says,
mastering
persuade the
section,
children
maybe.
of light to leave your manor peacefully, which is almost exactly what we're doing.
What is it?
Oh, it just says in the description of diplomacy, get the children of the light to leave peacefully.
Charisma checks to influence GM characters are generally untrained diplomacy check. Yeah, I don't know. So maybe we can look in bluff or intimidate and see.
Intimidate
Bluff's
was
opposed by sense motive usually.
and intimidate was against the 10 plus the target's level.
I think you might just
John,
have
on
to set the DC.
Page 228. There's a list of DCs by the encounter code that you want to use.
Okay.
You would determine.
Thank you.
well, it's not.
Yeah,
that.
what was yours, Adina?
I got a 20.
20. Okay. So, you are able to stop him from trying to seize Rafe, but he still expects his questions to be answered.
How long have I toiled in the dark?
I'll give you a look.
All right, I'll take it.
Intimidate.
As anybody who walks in the light should have no problem with giving any of this information, of telling they refer to themselves as children, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is of giving one of the children your name.
Yeah, I give Rafe a look when he starts opening his mouth, and he's still got that look on his face.
I'll take a pointed look under advisement, but I'll be like, right you are, sir. You understand it is my duty to look after the safety of my lady. Pardon me, my lady. But as to your question, I have traveled from Tyr to Ilion and then back and up the river Aranon in the last few months.
Okay, that satisfies him enough that he moves on to Cho'Gath. It's the same questions: name,
What's that?
origin, the route
moved-
that you took to get to Camelin, and what you're doing.
Or I
in
traveled
Camelin.
to Ilion, back to Tyr, and then up the river Aranon, which I guess goes by Camelin.
Well, I'll tell him
Up
that
the river
I
Aranon to Camelin.
came from Faldara, that I traveled straight here along the road, that I'm here to see the sights, and that my name is Cho'Gath Izura.
Okay.
So basically, because I'm not dumb, I'm actually pretty smart, so I can see that Adina is trying to make some peace here. So I can deduce that these are. Do I know who the children of the light are?
Yeah, I mean,
Because they're not allowed in the.
you
don't
know
think
that
they're
in
allowed.
most places they don't really have any authority, but they make
Right.
it seem like they've been known to grab people for questioning if they.
Well, at any rate, a pitched battle on the streets of Camelin's probably not a good idea. So I'll just answer his questions.
Okay, and then he asks the same of Adina.
Let's see. So, what directions did I come from?
Yeah.
Other-
So what is your origin?
in real life or in the game? Where did I come from? Like, did we just come straight from Tarvalon?
Yeah, you guys were in Tarvalon
All right,
before.
I'll,
And remember, you're not bound by the three oaths, but you're
Yeah, and-
expected to act like you were.
I'm Domani. I do what I want. Also, I'm white, so I have to do whatever's logical. And right now, it's logical to not get in a street fight.
It's white Aja.
Yeah, not the other thing.
It's basically a straight road from Tarvalon
Which
to
direction?
Camelin. She would have come south,
From the south? That
She
kind of
would've
fits with what I said.
traveled south
Oh, okay.
to get to Camelin.
Never mind.
Oh, I might be able to. I'm going to say I came from the north, round about a certain region, and I'll like name a town that's near Tarvalon.
Mm-hmm.
Round about that region, like one that's south of Tarvalon. So I'm not quite lying
Okay.
because I did come through there, but I still will have to make a bluff check probably.
Yeah, you guys did pass through towns on your way here, so in holding with your oaths, technically you came from any of those towns.
Okay.
Is it carry into the north?
It's more to the
Oh.
northeast.
Well, like naming an actual, like
Right.
I'd have to name one that I came from.
The main road passed through it or something.
Yeah, if I was feeling my dice for trusty, I would have said exactly what you said.
Yeah.
I don't think they really mention any towns in between.
It doesn't matter. We'll
Yeah.
just fill it in.
So yeah, you answer the question that you came from one of those towns. Having satisfied his questioning, he leaves you. Before he does, though, is he tells you to stay in the light, and even though it's a farewell meaning, it sounds more like a warning, right? So they turn as the White Cloaks makes. No, hold on. Okay, so yeah, as the officer warns, stay in the light. Him and his men turn to walk away. The crowd parts and allows them to pass through. You notice shortly after they start moving through the crowd, a detachment of Queen's Watch is following them as well. So, as the White Cloaks are departing and moving through the crowd, a peal of fanfare from down the street announces the arrival of Logain. The crowd surges forward, straining at the line of guards who barely hold the street clear. As the lead elements of the procession round the corner, the air is split by the pealing of trumpets and the responding roar of the crowd. Rank after rank of trumpeteers appear followed by scores of drummers. As these musicians pass your position, 100 ranks of horsemen, flanked by scores and scores of archers and pikemen, file around the corner. The first ranks carry aloft the banners of Andor, white lions on fields of red. Armor glitters in the cold sunshine. Lances are held proudly aloft, and crimson banners flutter in the breeze. Then, a massive wagon appears. 4 hitches of giant workhorses pull the enormous vehicle, upon which sits an iron cage, surrounded by stately women, 2 at each corner, Aes Sedai surely. As the wagon appears, you can make out a dozen men on horseback around it, wearing strange cloaks that shimmer and seem to disappear as they blow in the breeze. Their eyes scan the crowd relentlessly, but it is not they who hold your gaze as the wagon draws nearer, for there, in the cage, is Logain himself. The false dragon is a tall man, with long dark hair that hangs in curls about his shoulders. He stares out at the crowd defiantly, suddenly making the processional seem a regal escort rather than an iron prison. As he passes, his eyes seem to fall for just a moment on you, and you sense the power of the man.
Yeah, I'll be awed by the spectacle at the very least.
That right there, you don't see that every day.
No. It's a false dragon, huh? Looks a bit like one of the High Lords.
Thought he would have been bigger.
He would have had, I don't know, blonde hair?
I thought he would have been a little taller. As the parade draws to a close and the crowd begins to disperse, you're free to return to the Golden Stag or wander around the streets of Camelin.
Well, I've seen enough for today, so I'm going to go back to the Golden Stag.
Okay. Is anybody else?
What about you?
Well,
Falk?
I missed the sightseeing this morning due to my illness, so
Wait, shouldn't we go check out that tree?
I have a tip. Horn of Valier.
Yeah,
We can
right.
see the city after.
Are we in the old city right now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so lead the way. Let's go check
Rafe,
out this tree.
you're a man of the city, right?
Yes.
Are these kinds of magnificent processions common? That was truly incredible. I'm just going to make chit-chat like that as we're going to go.
Let me tell you, there are bloody processions all the bloody time.
How does anyone get anything done?
Not usually like that. That was unusual. It's not every day you see a false dragon.
True.
Rafe
Thankfully, thank the light.
Rafe and Falk, make spot checks as you guys are moving towards the tree that you're going to dig up.
Wait a minute. So he would have been pretty well known to me because he tore up Saldea, right?
I think that was Mazrim.
That was
Time.
Oh, never
Mazrim
mind.
Tame.
Yeah.
He was Eridoman.
That's right.
You were coming too, though, weren't you?
Yeah. I'm going. Are we not all going?
Yeah, you guys are I believe all going. Are you going to go back to the inn, or are you going to follow?
No, I'll seemingly let myself get pulled along, but I want to go. I want to
Yes.
see what this.
Yeah,
this is.
I'll make the offer I made last night.
Yeah, so I'll kind of do the I don't know my mistress, and
Well, you don't even have to leave the city. It's right here.
okay.
Yeah, I'll just need spot checks from those two, from Rafe and Falk, though.
You're getting mine whether you want it or not.
You got a 21.
Okay. So, Falk, as you guys are moving deeper into the city, a form catches your eye some 60 feet down a side street. It's a weasel-faced man with hunched shoulders leans against a building watching you. As your gaze meets his, the man's eyes narrow, and he turns and disappears into an alleyway.
Did I recognize him?
No.
Okay. I'll kind of get a weird look on my face and say, that guy was staring at us.
Which guy?
There was a guy down the alleyway that stared at us and then ran off when he saw me notice him.
I think a lot of people have probably looked at us. Falk.
True.
Perhaps last night's story has already spread.
But
Yeah.
I carry around with me the first silver mark I ever won in a game of dice. Who knows? This gentleman of yours could lead us to the horn. Call it.
Heads.
Sorry. Tails.
That's how the world broke.
All right. So on we go.
We're going towards our tree then.
Okay. So you travel for a short time, and the palace itself is surrounded by trees. As you guys are looking for the third tallest tree surrounding the palace. So it does take a little while to get all the way around, but eventually you do find your tree. And the instructions you were given was to dig under it.
So this is near the palace?
Yes.
Well, I'll bring up that it might not be entirely legal for us to begin digging up the queen's trees.
You're right, Cho'Gath.
Did anybody bring a shovel?
Oh, I was waiting to see if he'd justify it, like just be able to turn around. But this is the horn. What's worse, breaking a few trespassing laws or letting the world fall into shadow when the last battle happens?
We can at least have a look around the tree. Maybe something will catch your eye. But then we can make our decision.
It's not like they own the land.
Exactly like that.
All right. Do you have anything to dig with?
Well, at this moment, we're unsure if we're going to dig. I'm just trying to negotiate us closer to the tree, so we're just looking around the base of it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like anything has disturbed that ground for quite a while. I mean, it's a pretty large tree, so there is grass around the roots, except for at the very base where they're so large that they suck all the nutrients out of the ground.
Is there anybody nearby?
No, not that you can see.
Off chasing the parade or something?
Well, I guess if we don't harm the tree, it couldn't hurt just to...
I'll keep a
All right.
lookout.
Falk, give me your shovel.
I don't have a shovel.
What? You didn't bring the flaming shovel.
What type
Burn
of country
me.
bumpkin are you?
Well,
I didn't know I was supposed to bring the shovel.
I
don't
just
own a shovel.
use my hands to dig a little bit, just to see if there's anything.
Okay. So you start clearing away some dirt. There's nothing obvious jumps out in clearing away a few inches. But if it is the Horn of Valier, then it would certainly be further than a few inches
Right.
down.
If someone were to bury the Horn of Valier, they'd bury it a little deeper, I would think. Well, maybe we can go get a shovel. Come back.
There's got to be one of these shops around here.
Yeah, is there a shovel store? Shovel World?
No, not exactly that. But there is a general goods shop fairly close. You guys had passed some stores on the way in.
Light shovel it all. Is that the name of the store?
Yeah.
Right. So should we go back to that shop and see if we can get a shovel?
Yeah. How much daylight's left?
That parade was pretty early, so it's not even midday yet.
Yeah, that's what we're going to have to do. Sorry. I thought Falk had the
I
shovel.
don't know about digging under a queen's tree in broad daylight.
So at night. Good idea. So here's the plan, guys. We're going to get the shovel. We're just going to take it easy. We'll come back at night.
So it's a pretty nice day.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice day out.
All right.
As you guys do start to hear, as you're discussing this near the wall, you do start to hear some commotion on the other side.
Other side of the wall.
Other side of the wall, where the palace is. As you hear boots running back and forth. Well, not back and forth. You hear the boots running past your section of the wall. A lot of boots.
On the other side.
On the other side, yeah.
Wonder what's going on.
And distantly, you also hear in the palace wall, stand away from that beggar, milady, and I'll dispatch him.
Huh.
beggar got into the palace.
Well, I have a little wisdom, and I'll say that means I'm sort of, what's the word? Brash. So I'll see if I can, just to peek, find some purchase on the wall or a tree near it, so I can go see what's going on.
You can climb this tree.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to climb a tree, right? I don't see any.
It's not like we're digging under the tree.
Yeah. So I'll climb the tree.
Okay. Go ahead and do a climb.
I'll leave my shield with Falk on the
Could
ground.
use the shield to dig.
That's not what that's for. 15.
Okay. Yeah, so you make your way up the tree, and you go up a ways before you can see over the palace wall.
Okay.
And in there, you see gardens, even though it's still winter. There's nice lush gardens in there, and you can see that up and around the corner, the tail end of what must have been that the procession of guards that were running, as you see a few armsmen that are standing at the ready with some pikes. They're pointed facing around that corner, though.
Okay. So that's all I see?
Yeah, that's all you see right now. And you can hear, you do hear, not enough to make it out, but people talking. There's a girl and a couple guys.
I'll be calling up to you, Cho'Gath. What do you see?
Some gardens, some commotion, but I can't make out what they're saying. Does this tree have branches that will get closer to the wall?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't. You can go up it to see a little bit over, and these are usually pretty well trimmed. As for this tree itself, it just looks like they had missed a couple.
Okay.
Right.
Well, so I can see that there's two pikemen obviously focusing their attention on something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I, with the angles and everything, do I think I'll be able to see if I get higher in the tree?
Yeah, if you go higher, you'll be able to see, not right up against the walkway there, but you'll be able to see a little bit over it, so you'd probably be able to see a little bit more. At this time, though, a single pair of boots goes running by, and you see a guardsman dressed in the Queen's Guard go running by, and he says something to the people around the corner, and a short while later, they're all marching back the direction that guy just came. And they're surrounding a tall, red-haired male that is dressed more as a commoner, and then a very handsome man and a very beautiful girl as well, as they're just completely boxed in by all these guards.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll climb back down then.
Okay.
Looks like some commoner got himself into trouble.
Well, let's not let that be us. Under the cover of darkness, we'll come back.
We're smart criminals.
So, yeah, I guess back into the city for Falk.
Yes. I would love to see some of these ogre carved buildings.
Well, we gotta buy a shovel.
And buy a shovel, yeah.
Hey, Cho'Gath, do you think they'll execute that boy they found in the palace?
And Doran, well, I don't know. Depends on what he did.
I think you'd know more about Andorran politics than he would.
Well, I'm like a smaller house up in the northwestern side of the country, kind of backwoods, but so I don't know what nobles here would do.
I mean, that's not nobles. That's the palace.
Yeah.
That's the queen. And as everyone knows, Morgaze is bloodthirsty and eats children.
I've never heard that.
Everybody knows.
Do you think we could get in trouble for digging under the tree? I don't want to go to jail.
I don't see what the harm could be.
Well, technically, I guess I wouldn't be lying if I said it's a possibility we could end up executed.
Well,
Because might be possible that we end up executed.
If anybody takes exception, we can just put the dirt back. I don't think we have anything to worry about.
I've heard some of these nobles can be crazy, unpredictable, and vindictive.
Falk's questions, if I overhear it, do get me thinking about the High Lords and how they treat the common folk back in Tyr. It's going to have to be really dark.
But it's the horn, the glory.
So you guys going to head back to the inn, or do you want to get a shovel?
Shovel first.
Shovel first?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the entire inner city of Camelin is all the like Ogier
Yeah.
stuff. So I'm gonna just wander around and marvel at all that.
I'll give him a history lesson. A bad history lesson.
But roll a bluff too, because you're just gonna have to pass it off as
Oh, right.
that you're
12's the bluff.
That's motive. Is that?
Yeah, so
19. I think.
Is that 19? Okay, yeah.
I can't quite see it.
there's 13.
Oh, it's a 13.
13. So 15.
But yeah, I had a 12 on my bluff. So yeah, you I start out with some stuff about like Ogier, and then that's where it goes on. Like you see, they teamed up with the Aes Sedai.
Power wrought stone.
Yeah,
You can feel the weight of it.
dark friend that touches it bursts into flame.
How come we knew that the children of light were trying to just trick us earlier? Because we would have burst into flame if we were dark friends.
But yeah, I'll kind of subtly call you out on it. He's like, I don't remember hearing about the Aes Sedai. I thought that the Ogier just were really good stonemasons. And
No, you wouldn't. The education in Andor is not what it is in Tyr.
But you're lucky he's not from Ibu Dar. You'd be in a duel right now.
All right. So do you want to take a look in there and see how much a shovel is?
It's a silver penny.
This economy,
I just made that up.
right? Gold crown.
Because their shovels are expensive and they break often.
Well, I've played Minecraft. That is how it
Vader
works.
shovel is actually 2 marks.
Gold,
Two silver
silver.
marks.
2 silver marks. I don't have 2 silver marks.
I can buy this shovel.
We'll go half Cho'Gath.
Okay.
All right. And you guys are going to
down
wait
to-
till nighttime to...
Yeah.
You sure you want to go half on the shovel? That means half on the glory if you find the horn.
Well, if we do find the horn, I will take it. By force.
It must be in the Northlands for the last battle.
Do you guys want to go back to the inn until
Well,
nighttime?
after the shovel, I promised Falk at least we would go out and see the rest of the city.
I want to go back to the inn.
Okay. So,
Probably take him to the nearest gambling place.
Cho'Gath, what are you going to do? Are you going to go back to the inn, or do you want to...
Yeah, well, if Adina says she's going, then I will go with her. She's, not accosted.
All right. Adina and Cho'Gath, go ahead and roll spots.
17.
8.
Okay. So, Cho'Gath, you don't see it, but Adina, you do. You get the feeling that you're being watched, and turning quickly behind you, you see someone duck into an alley. Yeah, someone sitting on your horse. Duck into the alley, and then kind of like peek back around as you're going further down the street.
It seems we have someone following us.
But I don't see anything.
Yeah, you don't see that. Like when she, if she points it out, you'll see the alleyway she's talking about. But they're not peeking around anymore. They ducked back in once they noticed you were still watching.
I don't point it out, and I try to be inconspicuous in my whatever, like my watching of the alleyway. So, like if we were near some sort of shop, like a street mart or a street shop type thing, I would have been like browsing, trying my best to,
Be inconspicuous.
yeah.
Okay.
Right. Well, that's just certainly not my strong suit. So I'll just be like, "What? Who?"
Bad guy?
All right, so
I
yeah.
lose my composure and I kind of smack him.
You guys will make it back to the inn though, unaccosted.
They will, but we will.
And how long are you guys going to stay out?
Depends on Falk, because I'll show him something sort of normal, and then I'll try to like talk to passerbys and where can a guy place a bet, that sort of thing. Try to get to a dice game, try to get him to have a few more drinks, so on and so
So
forth.
he can win any money he has.
Right.
But yeah, when he mentions drinking, I'm gonna say no more of that for now. I'm never touching this stuff again.
Only one way to cure a hangover.
Touch of the Dark One.
Ah, Hair of the Dark Hound.
Yeah, there we go.
No, I'm done with that.
Okay,
Never again.
Yeah, exactly.
so a few more sites and then back, maybe
Okay.
like an hour or two longer.
You should still maybe diplomacy so you can get some booze in them.
All right. So when you get back, Cho'Gath and Adina are both hanging out in the common room, enjoying the all-you-can-eat and drink action. As, after you've spent a little bit of time there, it's starting to come to evening now. There's bustle at the doorway that attracts your attention. A servant is turning around, or a servant is turning to look your way, and beyond her you can see the hunched form of the beggar in the daylight of the street. After a few more words and gestures are exchanged, the maid heads your way. "Your pardon, sirs," she says apologetically, "but it's that beggar fellow again. He says that lieutenant from the Queen's Guard has sent him with a message meant only for your ears." She's referencing the lieutenant that you talked to, that you reported the Trolloc attack to.
Okay. Well, and it what?
Master Farron won't let the beggar back into the inn, though. Because you noticed that he didn't take him up on the offer of a bath.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll thank the serving girl. Go hear what the beggar has to say.
Okay. So, when you approach the beggar, he says, that lieutenant from the guard sent me for you. It's immediately clear that he didn't accept the bath offer.
Mm-hmm.
He turns to point, extending a claw-like hand towards the gate of the new city. He bids you to join him. I will take you there.
Well, just one moment, sir. And I'll go tell Adina that, what he said. He says the lieutenant wants to see us.
Do I think that might be odd that the captain of guard wouldn't send someone of, I don't know, their office essentially?
Oh, yeah, and it's...
Scribe or runner or something.
Go ahead and do, wisdom? And it's...
10. So if it's common sense.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty much common sense. I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense that they would send a beggar to take you to a lieutenant. In most cases, they just send another guard.
Maybe they think we are in Carrihine. Play the houses. I'll get up and I'll go see what he wants.
Okay. He pretty much repeats the same thing, is that he's a little antsy at this point. He says that the lieutenant from the Queen's Guard, Lieutenant Jerem, has asked me to take you to him, as he's over this way if you'll just follow me.
Sense motive.
Yeah.
27.
It's enough to name him as a dark friend.
Do the Donald Sutherland scream. That's how you do it. Unfortunately, it's like sheathing the sword. You also get
Right.
named a dark friend. Oh, what is it? There's a what was it? It's like an anime, but they had a saying where it's like when you seek vengeance, 2 graves are dug, type of thing. So that's what it's doing. When you name a dark friend, you 2 are named. So
You got a 27?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know that something's wrong. You're not, like, it seems like it could be true, but you got the feeling that it's not, right? And he's not being completely honest with you.
But there's something wrong.
Yeah, there's something wrong about it.
wrong about it. Not that he's in some sort of peril, but the scenario is wrong.
Yeah, the situation itself is like it's just on the border of you believing it.
I'll narrow my eyes and arch an eyebrow at him, and it is wrong, right? You said that I do pick up that there's...
Yeah, you pick up that it's wrong. It's out of place.
Right. You lying little filthy beggar. Go. I don't want none of your lies.
Okay.
This is a respectable place. The innkeeper has told you several times. My accent's changing again.
Just go Scottish if you.
You did disclaimer it that it may change.
All right. So yeah, he'll move away from the doorway. He goes across the street and just sits there and waits.
I'll kind of stare after him before going back to the table, and I'll kind of be muttering, that we should send one of the, or if I have half a mind to send one of the guards to go club him about the head, but then I'll kind of put him out of my mind.
Okay. So if there's nothing else, then you guys will enjoy the evening in the inn, and at nighttime, you can head out to your tree.
I'll tell Rafe.
Yeah, Rafe. Yeah.
Rafe. When he gets back, we were followed on the way back to the inn, and also that beggar was acting suspicious, trying to lure Kogoth out.
That'll definitely pique my interest.
Yeah, he's still out there, by the way, as he's been there the whole time. He doesn't leave.
Well, trees don't bloody move.
Perhaps some of your other hunters have followed you. Similar information? Is that what you think?
I think we should figure out what it is. In the mall, if you're being followed, you end up with a slit throat. It's not how I want to end up.
You want to go rouse this odious little beggar and see what he's about?
Yeah. You don't want a silver pike swimming at your back.
All right. So when you guys do go outside, he approaches you with the same offer to take you to the lieutenant. This time he does offer a little bit more information, which is that he starts muttering about soldiers being too busy to run their own bloody errands.
I'm going to approach it, if that's cool, more as like I just name him a liar, right? Like in my head, it doesn't matter now. So, like when he mutters that, I'll say something like, "Took you long enough to think of that, idiot," or "wool-headed beggar."
Nice.
Well, we want to see what he's about anyway.
Yeah. I mean, if we put our heads together at any moment, he could just take us where he wants.
Yeah.
I mean, what's he going to do? There's you and the three of us.
That was a good one.
Well,
also, if you say it a certain way, it sounds like we're the important ones,
Right.
or you're placing yourself in the more important group.
okay. So should we just play along? I think we should just play along.
I think so. What?
Well, I'm kind of staring angrily at him, but I'll go along with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I will try to motion for like a huddle up. If
Yeah.
what do you guys think? Try to get everybody's idea, and then that's what I'll present, or I'll go along with it when he presents it. The histories will say I presented it.
Right. Well, I'll turn back to the beggar and say, "All right, lead the way."
Okay. So the hunched form of the beggar, lurching slightly as he shambles ahead of you, leads you away from the Golden Stag. You head up the street, in through the massive city gate, and up the boulevard some 500 feet or more. Signs of the parade lie everywhere. In the debris strewn across the streets and banners hanging from the windows, you turn down a side street crowded close with shops and homes, 3, 4, and sometimes even 5 stories tall. Though the city remains crowded, the throngs are nowhere near as dense as they were earlier, and you easily make your way through the remaining bustle. Past merchants and townspeople, transients and refugees. The beggar stops before a plain building, marked only by a crimson banner of Andor hanging from an upper window. "Here is the officer you seek," he says, motioning toward the open door. Inside, you can see a soldier in a crimson tabard sitting at a table in a small room. The soldier gets up and asks, "You the ones from the Golden Stag? Come on, the captain wants to talk to you."
Sense motive?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. 13.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you get the sense that he is inviting you in to talk to the captain. Go ahead and do spot checks.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Dang it. Light.
Light blasted.
All right.
I wanted to practice
A practice roll?
walking with my eyes closed to see how well I can do. So,
Okay.
'cause I got a one.
Training for the blind fight.
Yeah.
Feet later on.
So
No, more to your left. No, your left.
All right. Falk
16.
and Adina,
22.
Rafe,
19.
and Cho'Gath.
one.
Okay, so everybody but Cho'Gath. As you do notice that the guardsman inside, he seems somewhat disheveled for a Queen's Guard from the ones that you'd seen, and his tabard's a bit worn and frayed. He continues to beckon you in, though.
I'll try to deliver a secret message to everybody.
Innuendo?
Innuendo, yeah.
Okay, so it'll be opposed by sense motive,
Hey, like, how's that work? Because, like, he wants to roll high on the innuendo, right?
and you want to roll high on your sense motive.
I think mine's like how accurate the information is.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And then
yours
yours
is how
if
well
you
it
even
picks
pick
it up.
Yeah.
What are you trying to convey?
That something isn't right. So I'm just trying to get a warning out.
Okay.
You know.
What did you get for your innuendo?
Unfortunately, I only got a 10.
Okay. And start with Falk
17.
and Adina
21.
and Cho'Gath.
One.
Okay.
Your eyes are closed after all.
Yeah, you had to feel his face to pick up on the subtlety. But you're feeling...
What are you trying to say?
But you're feeling...
So even though you're not doing a horrible job, but you're not doing a good job. I mean, you all three had seen the same thing. You do get the point across to Falk and Adina that something's out of place. Cho'Gath is blissfully unaware as he sees the commander, and he's like, "Oh, in here, I guess. You gotta follow orders."
Yeah, if I see the Queen Guard uniform, then I'm not going to be suspicious at all. Obviously, they're on the level.
how do you want to do this from here, John? Do you want him to start acting first, or...
Well, let's figure out, I guess, what are you guys going to follow him? He's beckoning you back into the shop. So,
I follow.
okay. So, yeah, with that, we'll start with Cho'Gath first, then, as he'll be the first action until we get to initiative phases. So, yeah, Cho'Gath starts to enter following the guardsmen to the back. So, start Falk.
I'm going to kind of lag behind a little bit and kind of put myself between the disheveled guardsman and Adina.
Okay. Yeah, he's not standing there. He's actively just walking to the back.
I know. And I'll try and kind of play it off as being polite, ladies first.
Okay.
But
And, but what?
but yeah, my intention is to be between her and
And him.
this guard. Yeah.
Okay. And then Adina.
I'll embrace Sayadar and start following after.
Okay. And Rafe.
I'll give him a nod too, like I picked up on his innuendo. Hopefully it wasn't. Hopefully it was what I thought it was.
Well, I guess I will continue in, maybe trying to conceal the fact that I'm wary about anything, to maybe look carefree or
Ooh, some composure rolls.
yeah, or a bluff, whatever.
Yeah, go ahead and do composure. Or bluff for you, Rafe. If that's if composure isn't one of your normal skills.
Bluff's not great either. 12.
We're champion.
All right. What did you get for your
18.
Okay. Did you want to do no?
No.
Okay.
I'm okay with being obvious about my distrust of the guard.
Okay, so yeah, he leads you to a door that's at the back of the small antechamber that you guys had come into, and opens it and motions you inside as Cho'Gath moving first. So we'll go ahead and start with Cho'Gath there. Cho'Gath.
Yeah, so what do I see in there?
Inside, it's pretty bare, and there's no one else in there. He's telling you that the lieutenant is upstairs, though. And you do see a set of stairs further in towards the back.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll just head there.
Okay. And then Falk.
I'll be taking up kind of the rear of the party.
So I'll come back to you then.
Yeah.
All right. So who is going to be next in this order? Rafe, would you be in front of Adina or?
Not out of any sense of chivalry or anything like that, but I think did you guys did something that changed the order that was
I kind of dropped back and
okay.
said, you first to Adina.
Yeah, maybe I will go. So it'd be like Cho'Gath, then myself, then Adina, then Falk.
Okay. So are you going to follow Cho'Gath to the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna. I don't know. I want to conceal readying because I carry that club on my belt as best as I can. You know, I don't know what you want. How'd you like to do that? I kind of make motions that I'm just sort of
adjusting
recinching the sash, and but really I'm trying to kind of slide it out of the loop or whatever.
Okay, yeah, that can work. As you approach the back area towards those stairs, and when Cho'Gath, when you reach the stairs, there's two people inside. They're not wearing the guard's uniform though.
Okay.
And those two will do a surprise on you mainly, Cho'Gath, because everybody else kind of figured out what was going on. Mm-hmm. What was your AC?
Flat-footed's 15.
Okay, so one miss. These guys have long swords.
Okay.
As they jump down and ha! But you three are like, yeah, we knew the whole time.
Big surprise.
And miss. So yeah, they both swing wildly, but there's no room in there. They're still in the stairway.
Huh?
I think we stumbled into some LARPing here.
Apparently. As the one that was holding the door open starts to draw out his sword as well, and then that's where we'll get initiative.
Like a 3-year-old trying to hide.
Okay, and Cho'Gath
12.
and Rafe,
9.
Adina,
13.
and Falk.
17.
Okay, so the two that are in the stairwell quickly recover, and they will move to attack again. One of them is going to go 5 foot out, so that you have two just right in front of you. Since you're right behind him, you'll be able to get there with a 5 foot as well. As they'll. All right, so both again miss as they're overly excited. And then
Kill!
the one that was holding the door open will take an attack at Falk, since you're the
DC 15.
following up the rear. So the door bumps him. He jumps and turns around to fight it.
One.
As he's drawing his sword, the door hits him and it pushes the sword back into the scabbard.
Nice.
Yeah, and then it'll be Falk.
Surprised by his horrible attempt to attack me, I'll 5 foot step back and try and stab him with my boar spear.
Okay.
What is that?
8.
10.
Miss.
Okay.
And then Adina.
All right, just a second. Trying to find the overchanneling concentration checks.
So it should be beginning of the 1 power.
Yeah, it's the PDF. I'm flipping
You
through
want
it.
the big broken book?
Yeah, I don't know. My concentration sucks, so yeah, let's not do that. I'll cast Harden Air. I'll cast Harden Air
Okay.
at a level 1, so it's getting a level 2 thing effect. So he has to make a DC save, reflex 14, or I'm going to freeze his sword in the scabbard.
Okay, yeah, you do.
Okay, so his sword is stuck in place, so like he's gonna have to unbuckle his belt or do some weird motion to get the sword out of the scabbard. And I'll hold that. That's my turn.
And hold that one there.
Oh,
Okay.
actually, I can 5 foot.
Yeah.
Would I be backing into these two if I did?
No. The room itself is about 30 feet wide.
All right. Good.
So this is the majority of the building here.
All right. So I'll 5 foot back away from the guy whose sword I hardened. It's that way. If he does get up to Falk, he's not next to me.
Okay. And then Cho'Gath.
Okay, so I will. I want to take a 5-foot step to my right and attack one of them. Right, so that I'm out of the reach of one of them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay. I'll pull my sword and slash at him, and I'll shout, "Deceivers!" What does
11.
that say? 16
That's a hit.
or 8 damage.
Okay.
7 damage.
7.
Unless they're shadow spawn.
No, they're not.
7 damage.
Does Cho'Gath believe them to be satisfied?
They prove with a writ from the queen that they're not.
Oh,
Shadow
okay.
Spawn.
Just
but
your
you do
comment?
down him.
Just regular thugs.
Yeah.
Don't mind us.
Oh, that makes him fall?
Yeah, that's you slash him from his shoulder all the way down through his hip.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. As they're people, they're not Trollocs. All right. And then Rafe. So Cho'Gath just downed one. There's one that if you go forward 5 feet, you would be right in front of him.
And I'd be next to
And you'd be next to Cho'Gath.
Cho'Gath.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the 5 foot, and then I wanted to do the full round attack so I can fight defensively.
Okay.
But I was curious, can I use my attack action to still aid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can.
So -2, right?
-4 +2 to your defense.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
It might be different in this, but I think
that's right. So -4. I didn't get it.
Okay. So yeah, you make some distracting movements, but having seen his best friend since childhood just get cut down by this beast from the borderlands.
Well, I'm taken aback
He's,
by it.
Yeah, he's
Cho'Gath, calm down.
oh, not cool.
Oh, should I not be doing this?
Light, kill them, but don't turn them into sausage.
Well, no, it's obvious that their attacks weren't serious the first time. They were just joking.
All right. So
They were role players.
that the other one that came down the stairs will try and attack Cho'Gath again.
Now it's 18.
Okay, so that misses, and then so you fused the sword and the scabbard together.
Yeah, just like right around the hilt. I just froze the whole thing.
Okay, as he'll move action, pull out a dagger, and then attack. So
Was he within range of him? Because he took a 5
you 5
back.
foot back.
Yeah,
right?
5-footed back.
Okay, yeah. So he'll release the sword, pull out the dagger, and then
He would try to step.
try to step into your range again. Which
Well, what action? Because he's going to have to unbuckle his belt or untach his belt from the.
Oh.
So it'd be like a move or a attack or a full, depending on how hard.
yeah,
you think that
he'll okay. Yeah, he'll unbuckle. Take some time to cut through or
What
unbuckle
are
the
you
belt.
guys doing?
So yeah, that's what he's doing right now. Is he's occupied. So it'll be Falk again.
These dark friends are nudists.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little bit weirded out by him trying to take his pants off after trying to stab me. So, but I'll take another stab at him.
All right. Do a spot.
Stay away from me.
Doing?
Do a spot check as well when you after you're that.
Spot is 23.
Okay, so you do notice that before, even when the door had hit that sword, it had moved, and it's just completely still right now. And you notice there's a lot of surprise in his face when he has to let go of that sword.
All right. Damn this spot. Same as last time. Got a 10.
Okay. All right, and then.
Does he get a frozen sword bonus?
Well, I mean, he is flat-footed, but
I still wouldn't get him with a 10.
His
Just any
defense
kind of-
doesn't change with it. Adina.
I'm going to just maintain concentration on the weave.
Okay. And then Cho'Gath.
All right, so there's the one still by me.
Yeah.
And how far away is the one with the frozen sword?
30 feet.
Okay, so I'll attack the one in front of me. What's that?
6.
11.
Okay, so that misses.
Okay.
And then Rafe.
All right, I'll just do regular attack, not defensively, or to aid Cho'Gath. Would you prefer AC or bonus?
Oh, probably AC.
Okay.
So my AC's 20 now.
Okay. All right. So this one that is near the doorway is still struggling with his belt. He's almost got it done. And then the one that is next to Cho'Gath is going to attack as well. You said it's a 20 now?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, so he misses on that one.
probably
Then-
hits my shield.
Yeah, his that one, he moved a lot. He had set his feet, and the swing was a lot better than the few before, as you were just faster in bringing your shield up to block it.
Because I know what I'm about.
Fault.
All right. It's a -4 to use a weapon to do subdual, right?
Yeah, if it's not meant to.
Okay. I'm going to kind of flip my spear around and try and hit him with the butt of the spear, seeing that he's still kind of incapacitated in some unknown
I think he's trying to use the bathroom.
he's
Be a dark
he's
friend.
kind of weirding me out right now.
He's obviously a dark friend.
There's obvious panic in his eyes at this point.
Which just makes it all the more weird. But yeah, I'll try hitting him with that.
Nice.
What is it? 16. With the -4, 14.
It's a hit.
Okay. For 6 damage.
All right, so he drops like a heap to the
Does he
ground.
still kind of hang by
Yeah,
his
he's
belt?
got to be.
Yeah, he
strong.
doesn't have it all the way off, so it like he just his legs fall out and he's just kind of like hanging there with his waist is what's holding him up.
Do you want to try and drop it, or
When it's my turn.
Yeah, I think that makes it clear.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
time I
Someone
screwed
power.
up. Yeah, last time I screwed up and thought that the Trolloc had actually died when he let go of his sword, so I was going to try to hide it that way.
Oh, okay.
All right, Adina.
I'll release the weave.
Okay, yeah. So pretty obvious. He fell. Should have dragged his sword down. It stayed there, and then finally it falls to the ground. And then what is that? It's free action to release, isn't it, or simple?
I don't know, but I'll only do that for this turn, and I'll find out.
Okay. As a free action, the last one that's still there is going to shout that he yields.
Oh, the one.
Yeah, he just can't drop his weapon until it's his turn. Unless that's a move action,
Might
isn't
be
it?
a free action
No,
to drop an
it's
item.
free to drop.
Okay, yeah. So he'll drop his weapon and say that he yields,
Do you listen?
and that'll be that's Cho'Gath's turn.
All right, so I'll say on your knees,
Yeah, he gratefully.
put my sword at his throat, and say, "What is this about?"
All right, so roll an intimidate for me.
I'll back you up.
How many backups can we get?
As you'll get a +3.
That's 12 then.
Okay, yeah. So He tells you that we were hired by that beggar to either kill or subdue you in some way. As we were paid good gold to do it too. It's 5 gold each.
I apparently don't notice the fact that a beggar paying people.
Let me
5
get this straight. A beggar
Yeah.
paid you 5 gold each to attack us.
Yes, he said. He says.
I think the beggar doesn't understand how begging works.
He said we didn't pay attention to why he had so much money. He was offering gold.
Well, let me have it.
But after you were subdued, we were supposed to take all of your possessions. He said that we could keep any money that we found, but everything else was supposed to go to him.
Okay.
But why? Is it because we're hunters?
He didn't say. As he paid us good money to take your stuff. We would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you damn kids. He'll give you his 5 gold. He said, I don't want it. I was here, take it. Just please let me live.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
Don't cut me in half like you did to my friend.
As
I'll take the dead one's gold.
yeah, they were paid 5 gold each, so there's 15 gold crowns.
Not many of
That's
us.
more money than I've seen in my entire life.
You having to just eyes goggling there for a moment.
Better let you hold on to it, right?
No, it's 3 to each of us and 4 to me.
You're,
Till we got time.
how can
to
I forget your dwarf's name?
split it up.
Willow spun out in the wheel again.
All right. Well, on your feet. We're going to take you to the guards. You're going to tell them the truth of this.
Okay. He'll gladly take the Queen's Guard over
I'll take
you killing him.
I'll take his
Sorry, God.
his belt and bind his hands. Same with the other one that's alive.
All right. Yeah, he's unconscious. The other one is.
Okay.
So you'll have to carry him.
Well, this other one that's not unconscious will have to carry him.
Well, how heavy is he?
He's probably, I'd say, 100, maybe 180 pounds.
I got a pair of manacles.
There's a big
Oh.
difference between 100 and 180.
Put the guy in my manacles.
Yeah, and then we'll go looking for Queen's Guard.
Okay.
Real Queen's
Is there anything else in this house? It's just
No, I mean it seems that it was abandoned before. The whole purpose of you being there is so that they could attempt to subdue you.
I'm going to
Everybody-
go out the door we came in and check for the beggar.
Yeah, he's gone.
Everybody keep an eye out for that beggar.
We gotta track him down.
Well, what do you guys have that's valuable that he would want? He did want my cloak. He asked for it, and I said no. It is a nice cloak, but it's an heirloom.
I don't have anything other than the tools of my trade.
I just have a bit of silver in my traveling gear.
Jewelry, my harp.
Maybe.
It's pretty easy to find a guardsman, as they're stationed pretty regularly around town, and they have walking patrols as well.
All right, well, I'll shove this dude at the guard and say, this man attempted to murder us, and he admits to it freely. And then I'll tell him that they'll find a dead man in the elsewhere.
Okay, they'll record what inn you're staying at, so in case
Golden
we have any other
Stag.
questions.
When we take them to the guards, I'd like to take the longsword off of one of them and strap it on myself.
Yeah, there's 3 long swords total, so 2 left if anybody.
Yeah, I'll take one,
Okay.
So
because then now I can carry mine crossed over my shoulder like my people do.
Okay.
When you strap that on, I'll be like, what is it? Guidal cane?
Yeah.
Reborn.
I am a hunter.
He's
for
ugly.
gold.
All right, we'll take a break here.
Implying that.
Okay, so after handing those guys over, are you guys going to head back to the inn, or so right now it's getting on dusk. It's starting to get dark. Do you want to head to the inn, or do you want to head to your tree?
Would it be like dark by the time we made it to the tree? Because we're in the
You're
outer.
You're still in the new city right now.
Yeah.
So it'd be dark by the time you get to the tree.
Okay.
Well, I would, considering somebody just hired somebody to kill us, I'd be pushing for tracking this beggar down, like hitting the streets. And I am all for the horn, but this has piqued my interest. Plus, it's somebody trying to kill me, and a tree doesn't bloody move.
You know, I'd hate to say it, but he's making sense. Like, my character would be kind of wondering right now what one of us has that this beggar wants so badly that he's going to kill for it. Doesn't seem to be after me. Maybe, though, because he was spying on me and Cho'Gath, but...
Does that...
So
oh, never mind.
I'm going to suggest that, we all go back to the inn and kind of dump out our packs and see what might be valuable enough for him to spend so
You
much
don't wanna
money
see
trying to
what's in
get.
my pack. No. Falk, it just struck me. We were followed, too.
Were we all together at the time, or was it just you two?
It was just us two. We were the ones who made the spot checks anyways. I didn't succeed, but you mentioned some shady figure.
Yeah, there was somebody staring at us weird that ran off when
Yeah, we were all
I noticed
together.
I looked.
Then perhaps safety of the inn is better?
Yeah. At least we should go out in numbers if we go out.
Agree.
Okay. Well, let's go back to the inn then.
Okay. So you make your way back to the inn, and you're greeted heartily there. Asked if you want any food or drink,
Yes.
and they'll direct you to a table where you'll be served.
I want to sit somewhere where I can see the door.
Okay.
And maybe see if I can pull aside the innkeep, whatever his name was. Master what?
Farron?
And question him about that beggar. Like, do you know more about him? Where he comes from? Where he goes?
Okay. So you're actually in luck, as you take a seat, Master Farron comes over and delivers a note to Adina.
Yeah, as we walk back, I'm going to be talking about how strange it was that the guy was trying to take off his belt and he couldn't get his sword out, and it seemed like he couldn't move. And
Yeah, these...
I know exactly why.
why?
I can't tell you.
Did you use?
All we can say,
I'll
young
arch an
folk,
eyebrow at you.
No, I don't say that. I
is
don't.
these Andorans are strange folk. Well, not you, of course, but most of them.
These are South Andorans, so
Oh.
Is that to the northwest? Which direction is that?
Yeah, northwest.
Okay.
So Master Farron, the only information he has is that he started coming around just a few days ago, right about the time that you guys showed up, actually, is what he says. And I hadn't seen him before, but as to where he goes, I couldn't tell you, as he's been hanging around here an awful lot. But I can have Rawl, my bouncer, keep an eye out for him.
Yes, if you see him, report him to the guard immediately. He has tried to have us killed.
As he'll
He is a liar and a thief, and a tempted murderer.
he'll bow to you. Yes, mistress. And unless you have any other questions, he'll
No, I'll thank him.
walk away grumbling about filthy beggars.
Rich beggars.
Filthy rich baby.
yeah.
As a matter, actually, now that I think about it,
Let's see if I had the same thought just here. Let's.
I think he had enough money. He paid those guys enough money to buy my war horse.
Give me those 3 crowns back.
Were there any markings on the crowns? Like what?
They're Andoran
Okay.
crowns. Yeah, they're
Oh, the best crown.
thugs had mentioned that they were supposed to receive the same amount again once the job was done.
So what part of town were we in when
Right
we
now?
saw that guy?
Oh, that was in the
Inner city.
old inner city.
Did you see him? Did he look at you and then disappear into somewhere? Or?
Well, he was staring at us, and then when I looked over and noticed him looking at us, then he ran off down an alley.
What if we set a trap for him?
What do you propose?
Have someone stand out somewhere as bait, and the rest of us hide? Well, probably the rest of you hide, and when he comes after me, spring a trap on him.
I like it.
What do you think, Rafe?
Yeah. We could even 2 birds with 1 stone. Send the bait out to go dig at the tree, get the horn of Elier.
Hey, Dean, what does
Perfect.
that message say?
It's message from my mistress. You have no worry for it.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, because, I mean, while we're in the forest or the grove, that'd be irresistible for him because there'd be no one around. It would just be me out there. And then if he makes a move, then you guys can spring out and we can capture him. And at the same time, we're still trying to dig for the horn.
I'm on board with that plan.
Well, you're probably on board because I'll be doing the digging. Falk, Adina?
Yes, you go out the front door, we go out the back.
Okay.
Or wait, how do you want to do it?
Yeah, you guys follow me at a distance, and I'll walk on ahead.
We could put
Okay.
together some type of disguise for us to wear.
All right, let's do it.
You like disguises?
What all are you guys going to take with you?
Well, I'm taking my stuff, except for my horse.
Okay.
So I'll have my shield and my armor and my cloak and my backpack and my sword and my bow.
Yeah, aside from my horse and what's in his saddlebags, it's just what I carry on me.
Yeah, and same. I've got my new longsword. I've got my boar spear, and I'll string my bow.
Okay. All right. So, Adina, what are you going to take?
Not much, because if I'm not traveling by horse, I can't really carry too much. So basically just the clothes on my back and the money in my pouch, which I don't well, it's 3 gold crowns now.
Okay.
But I do have like some jewelry. I have a bunch of marks worth of jewelry, and I'm going to give them like a ring from one of my sets, like each one a ring. So you can figure out how many marks worth of jewelry that is and keep it with you just in case.
What is it?
It's for my trace.
Oh, but like it's just a ring?
Yeah, it's just a silver ring has value to me, and it's a
Okay.
gift I'm giving to you.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, to remember our adventure for the horn.
I appreciate it. I've never been given a gift like this before.
It's no problem.
It doesn't fit on any of my fingers.
No, it won't. You have
So I'll put it around my necklace.
Okay. How much money did you put into your jewelry?
I put 4 marks, and the suggestion for the outfit I was wearing was 50 silver pennies.
Okay.
So I put double that for my jewelry.
All right. So you had 100 silver pennies in jewelry?
Don't ask me
Is
math.
Well, you say your outfit is 50 and you had double for your jewelry, right?
No, it's 50 silver pennies, and I got 4 marks worth of jewelry. So it's 100. So it's 100 silver pennies. It's 4. It's 400 silver pennies.
Okay. So we'll say it's 75 silver pennies each for those rings.
Okay.
Is that way you can keep an accounting of it? Okay, so you guys are going to go back to the spot, but you're going to follow Cho'Gath, right?
Yeah, he's leaving out the front door. Walk out there and big stretch.
Yeah, I'm going to be the
My
bait.
spade.
Okay. Yeah, so when you leave, you don't notice anybody around. In fact, you don't even have the same feeling as the other times where there was somebody watching you.
Okay.
And you very easily make your way into the inner city. When you get to the palace itself, there are guardsmen out there that are doing rounds.
Oh, okay.
So if you do want to dig here now, you'll need to be especially quiet.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you get that feeling the whole way,
Right.
because there's just nothing.
Okay, well, that bodes well. I'll start to quietly dig.
Okay.
Want my dig check? Of the dig skill.
So after
Knowledge,
about 45 minutes, you have a nice little hole. It's not as far down as you would have gotten during the day because you're having to be quiet about it, but you do hit something.
Eureka!
Horn of Valor. Easy.
Are you guys up there with him, or are you just letting him?
So I imagine we would.
Yeah, you
into
notice the
hiding
whole
somewhere.
time while you guys are hiding, nothing has happened other than he's digging.
Yeah.
And then you do notice when he kind of a couple thunks with the shovel and then tosses the shovel but gets back into the hole.
Well, I don't want to toss the shovel. I'm trying to be quiet.
So he gently lays it down.
I don't necessarily
then-
want to gently lay it down either. I just-
Unfortunately, it's the same sound effect. We don't have that kind of budget.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So what's in the hole? I'll get there and pull it out.
Okay, so it is a chest, not very big and not ornate, but it does seem to have been down there for quite a while.
Perfect.
Bird me, that's it.
It is locked, though.
Well, I'll grab it and
Composure check to keep from running.
I'll leave the hole. I'll leave the shovel. I'll just grab it and put it under my cloak. The chest. Is it small enough to put
Oh
under
yeah,
my cloak?
it's small. Like you can conceal it fairly well.
Okay.
It's even in it, like if you had your bag with you, a backpack or
Okay. I do have my backpack. I'll put it in there, and then I'll make for the inn.
Okay.
I'll just assume that my companions have been keeping an eye on me, so they'll know that I found it and that I'm head back to the inn.
You just need to remember, there's you, and then there's us.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
Seeing that he left the shovel, I'm going to pick it up and bring it back to the inn.
Okay.
Very thoughtful.
Well, I need a shovel. Now I have a shovel that somebody else paid for because I didn't have the money.
That's a masterwork power rot shovel.
2 marks, it ought to be.
+3 too. It's like high rank plus or power rot.
Okay. So
got a new weapon
you make
then.
your way back through the town or through the city.
Yeah.
And again, not a lot of people out there. And there are some sounds of celebration happening, spilling out from the inns, but not a lot of people out on the street.
Okay.
You make it back to the Golden Stag, and that's the point where you start to feel where you're being watched again.
Okay. Can I make a spot and see if I see anybody that's looking too closely at me?
Yeah, go ahead.
You spot us. Nice.
Is that a 15?
I can't
16.
Okay, yeah, you don't see anybody that stands out,
Okay.
as there's not really a whole lot of people out in this area of town either.
All right.
You do see Roll, though. He's outside of the inn.
He's the tough.
Yeah, he's the bouncer that Master Farron said that would watch. But yeah, he says that he hasn't seen that beggar around as well.
Okay. Well, I will tell him that if he sees my companions, to send them up to my room,
Okay.
and that's where I'll go.
Okay. So yeah, shortly after Cho'Gath arrives, you show up at the inn, and Rawl relays that message, is that he asked if you would meet him up in his room.
Okay.
Up we go.
Yeah. So while I'm waiting, I'll take the chest out and brush it off. Get the dirt. Wait for him.
Okay. Yeah, you could tell that it's been underground for quite a while. It's the wood itself, even though it's holding, is pretty mildewy,
Oh yeah.
and the hinges, all the metal that's on it, is completely rusted.
Okay. So it's probably not going to be difficult to open.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, if it's the Horn of Valir, I want us all to be together.
okay. Yeah. So you get a knock on the door when they arrive.
Of course, I'm going to immediately take it and blow it, but at least they'll see it. Yeah, I'll let them in. Come in. I found this, and I'll show them the chest.
Light, is that it?
Burn me, but this is exciting.
How big is the chest?
It
Kind of a
is
small horn, isn't it?
I expected it to be bigger.
It's more like the flute of
it's
kazoo.
roughly 1.5 feet across, and it'd be that 2.5 feet deep.
Yeah,
Right.
that's big enough for the
And-
horn.
Yeah. So and it could hold something. You could stuff a lot of clothes in there. It holds your boots, right? But you can't put your sword into it.
Well, when everybody's in and the door's shut, I'll open it. I'll strike the lock with the pommel of my dagger.
Okay, go ahead and do a strength. As you won't need to strike it. You should be able to pull it open.
16.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys are all gathered around on the floor, and Cho'Gath grabs the lid, works his fingers under, and gives a mighty pull, and you hear the hinges squeal as it snaps the lock and opens. And inside, there is a miniature horn.
I grab it and blow it.
That is, it's solid silver, and it has a note in there as well,
Okay.
and a sack.
All right. Is this? I would have thought the horn would be bigger.
Could
Me too.
Arcana work
It's a
for knowing this? Or
mystical item of legend. I don't know what they're supposed
Do you
to
have
look
history?
That's a good point,
No.
Falk.
Yeah.
but Arcana might at least tell me it might not be.
Well-
Yeah.
I'll pick up the note.
Okay. So when you pick up the note, it's written in what do you speak?
Common.
Common. What type of common?
I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know.
There's
Okay.
a dialect.
Well, the dialect is in Tarian, right? So you can read it. It's just not.
Bunch of
It doesn't
talk
just
about
flow.
Fishes and
Yeah.
sails.
Okay.
So what it says is that you've uncovered the greatest treasure ever, is the Horn of Valir, which was made and can be reproduced at damn it, hold on, at Derek's gold and silver smithy shop for 50 gold. As a token of this, finding the reward for this great hunt, here's enough to purchase another one, and inside is 50 gold
Inside the
inside
sack.
that sack. Yeah.
So what is the meaning of this? I'll hand
Oh my
the note.
god, we're rich.
It means we are, like he said, rich, but not the finders of the horn. It is a fake.
That
Well, what was the point of that?
Hope you didn't
bloody
pay
no
too much.
good pig kissing.
You had
Flame.
paid 200 gold for that tip.
Burn me.
You had 200 gold?
Have you
I
told
had
us?
200 gold.
He was saving it
Oh no,
for
no
the
it
trip.
wasn't. It wasn't
All right.
quite all that much.
Well, everybody
Wasn't born
gets
yesterday.
12 and a half gold crowns. So, but that horn you said was solid silver.
And it's enough for 50
It's worth 50 crowns. Oh,
by
wow.
itself. Yeah.
Well, Rafe, you'll have to sell it, I guess, or what? What do you do?
Yeah, I can find a buyer.
Maybe you tell them it's the real horn.
I'll give it a shot.
It's honest.
I'm not gonna do that. Sorry, Falk. I'm just a light blinded fool who'd take anybody's word.
But we found a horn. That's still an adventure.
Tell me Ogiers
bodes
or
well for
Trollocs,
you.
and I'll believe it. I guess.
Well, that's extraordinarily disappointing. No, I'll seriously be like extremely depressed. That I thought we had the horn of Valir, and it's some game that Rafe is involved in.
You do see that note has a date on it, dated from 75 years ago. It's been down there a long time.
That would explain why. I was wondering why,
Yeah,
like, everything was undisturbed in that area.
right. Well, that's a big tree.
Yeah, and
You know.
it was a really withered old chest. And
All right, so it was the horn, a sack of gold crowns, and a note. And that's it.
And that's
all
it.
that's in there.
Yep.
Get out of my room. I'm going to bed.
Well, don't lose heart. At least we're richer.
Well, that's
Well,
true.
Some of us are.
The real horn is still out there.
Yeah.
Where should we go next?
I have to travel to meet my mistress. You can join me on the road.
Yeah,
Bloody wheel weaves. Let's do it.
wherever. The horn's as likely to be there as anywhere else.
What is that? Aro's Orchard?
Artuo's.
Artuo's? Yeah. On the road to Tolman Head. Right?
Okay.
Well pronounced.
I've never been there. What do you think, Falk?
Yeah, we'll pass kind of on the way that I had come.
When do you want to leave?
As soon as possible.
Should we take tomorrow to get some provisions and then head out?
I'm still ready to go.
Yeah, I guess I am too.
Well, it's the middle of the night, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean in the morning.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
get some sleep. Yeah,
Yeah, I might get some more rations.
Does everybody have a horse?
I have one.
Yeah.
They were so cheap.
Yeah, except for the heavy war horse that
Yeah.
I wanted.
Are you going to track down a heavy warhorse?
Well, they're 150
Oh,
gold crowns.
Which is why we started our
Horse trading.
Horse
business.
trading in the last game.
All right. So are you guys going to go to bed
Yeah.
and you're going to sit out in the morning?
Oh, they're 40 gold crowns. Sorry.
Yeah, before we take off, I'll wake up a little bit earlier, and I need to buy some rations. So, like, how long's the journey usually?
To Toman Head, that should take you.
About a month.
Yeah,
or about
it's
halfway?
roughly a month, maybe a little bit more, depending on how quickly you go.
Is that sort of up where I come from, like kind of to the southwest? Where is my?
You got a map in the early
Yeah.
pages of that.
Yeah, what?
Might be even earlier than
I
that.
thought it was towards-
It's before the classes.
That's where you're from, right?
yeah.
And we're going. That's not on there.
Uh,
But
We're over there.
you're going
Yeah, you're going to go
to Toman Head,
to Toman Head. So you can go through
Taman Head on there.
Altera.
all right. So how much is a?
Well, if it's about a month's journey, then I suppose we will need to take a day to.
Well, we could.
And you know that there's big towns
Yeah, we-
along
Oh,
the way.
okay.
we just
yeah.
need
Yeah.
enough food to get us to the
Well, I have
first
about
town.
10 days on me, so I think I'm set.
So that night, okay. So that night, you guys all go to bed.
Yeah.
What type of phone? Is it the USB-C cord?
I don't know. It's the S9.
Oh, here.
Oh, you got one?
Okay. So you guys had went to bed, and you're awakened by a series of loud crashes downstairs. Now, when you wake up, the first thing that you'll notice, Korgoth, is that your window is open, and it wasn't before, and your door is open, and it wasn't before. And your belongings have been rifled through, and your cloak is gone.
Okay.
But you do still hear crashing downstairs.
Right. Well, in a panic, a furious panic, I'll grab a sword and run downstairs as fast as I can.
Okay. Are you guys gonna head out as well?
Yeah, if I hear something.
Oh yeah, you
I'll
you
scream.
cannot help but hear all of this crashing.
I'll scream thief at the top of my lungs.
Okay. So
Should have never left Faldara.
as you careen out of the inn's front door, you see the beggar up the street, a dark shadow in the dimness before the dawn. Someone steps out from the stable yard gate as if to stop the fleeing frame. The beggar lunges at the man with a weapon. The man quickly returns the strike, perhaps drawing blood. The beggar staggers back, then quickly runs past the man and up the street. As you give chase, you pass the man, now crouched in the darkness, clutching a bleeding arm. It's Bennett, the stable master. He must have heard the commotion as he went about his early morning chores. "He ran off up there," Bennett cries, pointing towards the new city. "He got me, but I got him back. I'll be all right. I matched him cut for cut. Look, he's bleeding." And he points at the ground where there's some blood splatters leading up to the new city. The beggar runs as if every Trolloc in the Blight were after him. He's about a good 120 feet ahead of you. But if you hurry, you can keep him in sight. As you round the bend in the road, you see the open city gates ahead.
I'll just let it be known that I'm not running through the city in my night clothes.
Yeah.
So I'll try to stay back with the stable guy and heal him.
You can throw on a quick over the head if you want, like dress. Something.
Cloak.
Yeah.
I don't think I own anything that's just a quick over the dress, over the headdress.
Buckles and
Yeah.
fleeces.
Half-hour procession.
Well, I'll chase him and I'll be screaming at the
Takes
top
more
of my
time than
lungs.
donning heavy armor.
Stop that thief!
Weighs more too.
Thief!
Yeah,
Okay.
Rafe will be caught up in the chase too, so he'll be on the heels of Shogath. Sorry.
And
Yeah, I'll follow behind, trying to get some sort of details into what happened.
okay.
He stole my grandfather's cloak! Thief!
There's your details.
Do any of you
Dark
have the run
friend!
feet?
No.
No.
Okay. So, glimmers of dawn pearl the sky above the eastern rooftops, but in the alleyway the darkness concedes few traces of the daylight to come. Only one shape is visible in the gloom, a contour darker than the darkness around it, lying low to the ground against the side of the merchant shop that flanks the alleyway. An opening, it appears a doorway into a cellar, or a vault below the building. There is no other exit to the alleyway. The beggar is nowhere to be seen, and as you approach, you see that it is indeed a cellar door, set almost flat against the ground. A rusty iron lock lies open beside it. Within the dark space appears to be an unused storeroom of sorts, as deep and wide as the building above it. The room is crowded with stout brick pillars supporting the heavy vaulting above. Aside from some baggage at the front of the steps and a few broken barrels stacked against the wall, the only sign of use is the mass of recent footprints in the thick dust at the foot of the stairs. Though 3 of the walls are ordinary brick, the 4th is of stone. It's covered in intricate carvings, in the center of which is a heavy stone double door of odd design. The beggar stands at the doorway, barely visible in the dim light, but your view through the door is blocked. The beggar looks back at you briefly, then steps through the doorway and out of sight. As you watch the beggar disappear, a man appears around the corner of the alleyway. A heavily armored man with a sword in hand, his pale cloak swirling as he turns. A second armed man appears, and then a third. "You there!" The first armsman shouts. "Halt! The children of the light command it." That's where we'll stop.
This has been a Death Watch production. Thank you for listening.